Yo, 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 yo. You know what this is? It's your favorite channel, man. It's CTB. It's Chin Talk Boxing. I'm your boy Jay Slay. Say what up to him, man.
What's up, everybody? Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, comment. Let's keep this channel growing. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing.
That's a fact, most definitely. This is the place where the fight fans come to get these delicious entrees of boxing knowledge. And what's on the menu for them today, bro?
Let's talk about Fury, Joshua, Wilder, Bob Arum, Hearns, and about the whole situation. And give everybody an update.
All right, let's give my update real quick. The latest news so far, it's kind of confusing, man. You got a lot of different mixed stories, kind of how it's been the whole time, pretty much. But after arbitration was up yesterday, now, of course, the negotiating comes into play. Either you negotiating for a fight with Wilder, or you trying to negotiate step-aside money. And where they got to be confused, that is, one side is saying that they're not going to negotiate step-aside money. The other side say they're not going to take step-aside money. And then you have another side that's saying he turned down step-aside money. So the question is, which one do you believe? If you need me to clarify, I'll clarify real quick. You have Tyson Fury, who came out on his Instagram post, which I'm gonna post the picture in the thumbnail. But Tyson Fury is posted on his story saying that Deontay Wilder is a joke because he's asking for $20 million to step aside, which is a lot of money for a step aside. But on the other end, you got Bob Arum saying, Bob Arum said that, and I quote, "We're not paying Deontay Wilder step-aside money. It's better to get rid of him. We can make AJ and Fury for November or December." And then you got Deontay Wilder saying that he's pretty much talking through his trainer. He didn't say it himself, but his trainer, Malik Scott, said that Wilder declined and had no interest in step-aside money. You are dealing with a whole different type of motherfucker over here. We want it in blood, not step-aside money. So the question is, which one you believe, man? You believe Bob Arum, you believe Tyson Fury, or you believe Malik Scott, who's speaking for Wilder? Who do you believe is the?
I believe
truth?
Two of the three people. I don't believe Fury. I don't believe what Fury is saying. I think it's a bull crap. And if you have been following this whole situation for the last 2 months, everything that Fury has put out since even 2 days ago when he said the fight was already complete for August the 14th, and he wrote on his Instagram, and then the next day the arbitration dropped, and you found out it was a bunch of bullcrap. So at this point, I mean, who can believe anything that Fury is saying? Now, as far as Malik Scott, me and you have said it on numerous occasions that we don't believe that Wilder at this stage won't step aside money. He said it. He wants blood. He wants revenge. He's not looking to take any money because, like you said on an earlier video, you said he wouldn't take step aside money. I see a lot of people on posting saying, oh, he can take step aside money and then come back and get the next fight of the winner. No, he's not gonna take that deal because if Fury fights Joshua and gets a big payday, he's just gonna retire and say he don't want to fight anymore. So Wilder's not gonna go through that again and have to go back to court again and try to go through arbitration and try to sue him again after he boards another contract. And then with the last one, Bob Arum is telling the truth. That's the crazy thing about it. And we told y'all that also about Bob Arum. Bob Arum always wanted the Wilder fight. Yep. He used the Fury and Joshua situation as just free promotion, just to put Fury out there more, just to talk about him. And the whole time behind the scene, he knew what the arbitration was because people forget Bob Arum has a background in the legal system. So he knows the rules and regulations and how the arbitration probably would have played out. So he was already preparing for the Wilder and Fury fight. And he's saying to himself, which he pretty much said, I'm not gonna pay the man step aside money. We just gonna fight him and get the big payday. And he probably believes in his heart that Fury can win that fight and then get another bigger payday with Joshua at the end of the year. So why would he pay Wilder $20 million for him to step aside and fight Joshua when he can have a $150 to $175 million fight with Wilder and Fury, and then if Fury can win, can come back on the back end and get the same type of money with Joshua and Fury.
Yeah, I agree with you, especially when it came to the Bob Arum point. I think Bob Arum played Eddie Hearn like a fiddle. I think Bob Arum, he knew, like you said, he knew the whole time by his legal background. He knew what was in the contracts. He knew that Shelly Finkel had an ironclad contract. He knew what he read it before Fury signed it. He knew what was in the contract. He tried to plead a case that Fury asked him to plead. You gotta look at it. People say it's bigger than just Fury and Wilder. Bob Arum is only going to do what Fury wants him to do. Fury is his client. Fury is pretty much the boss per se. So if Fury the boss say I don't want to fight Wilder next, and he sends his lawyer to fight a case to duck that, Bob Arum can't make Fury fight, even though Bob Arum wanted Fury to fight Wilder. That was his number one. His plan all along was for Fury to fight Wilder. But Bob can't make him fight. So when Fury say I'm not fighting them, get me out of this case. So Bob now telling Fury, you got to pay me to fight this case. So now Fury paying Bob Arum and legal team millions of dollars to duck Wilder. So of course Bob gonna take that money. Bob like, fuck it, I'll fight this case. Give me $2-3 million. I'll help you fight this case to get out the fight. Knowing that he wasn't gonna win the fight. So now Bob got $3 million right there. I'm just guessing $3 million. The whole time Eddie Hearn is going shopping this fight, basically giving free promotion to Fury. To Fury, look at Fury. He hasn't had an American presence other than fighting Wilder. His last 2 American fights was a dud from what Bob Arum said. It put Bob Arum in the red with Fury. It didn't sell how they thought it would. It was so bad with the Otto Wallin fight that he had to comp tickets to hotel stays or hotel people who stayed in the hotel just to make the stadium feel like it was packed. So Bob Arum knew that he needed promotion. He needed a better promotional vehicle to push Fury. What better promotional vehicle it is than the loudmouth Eddie Hearn? He's gonna go out here and try to market AJ. Now he got AJ Fury and Wilder name linked together, and Bob Arum had to lift a finger. So Bob Arum played the whole thing like a fiddle, you ask me. So I believe Bob Arum. I believe Bob Arum over Fury. I believe Bob Arum, he had in his head the whole time, I'm not paying Wilder step aside money. I want you to fight Wilder. At the meantime, I'm gonna take money from you, Fury. I'm gonna take money from you, Fury, for fighting your case in court. And I'm gonna take Eddie Hearn's promotion too. And then I'm gonna let you fight Wilder. I'm gonna make triple what I was gonna make anyway. Because the fight wasn't gonna be as big as it was now. So I believe Bob Arum over everybody, to be honest. As far as the answer Wilder, what Wilder said, I believe him. He's been saying that the whole time. He wouldn't spend his millions of dollars in court if he didn't want to fight. He's not gonna do all that just to step aside. To me, that'd be stupid. As far as $20 million go, I'm gonna ask you this question. You think $20 million you think it was a fair deal for him to step aside, or you think it was just a bullshit deal? What's your opinion on the $20 million? If it's allegedly true.
I think it's bullshit. When people hear $20 million, they thinking, who would turn down $20 million just to step aside? Because there is a lot of money. If you're talking to us, there's a lot of money. But for Wilder's looking at the bigger picture. Now he's looking at, I can take $20 million and step aside, and pretty much he'll never fight Fury, which is almost $100 million fight, and then Joshua's probably never gonna fight him. But if he gets the Fury fight, which is looking like he's favored to get, he's probably gonna make $75 to $80 million already. So he's already $50 to $60 million over that $20 million, and he gets his revenge and get to put his hands on him and get paid $70 to $80 million. Then if he wins that fight, the pressure on Joshua to fight Wilder for undisputed is gonna be so heavy, he's not gonna be able to duck Wilder. He's gonna have to try to make that fight Eddie Hearn. And if that fight is made, that's another $100 million. So if he takes the step aside money, it's $20 million, and that's good money. I ain't fronting just to step aside. But if he takes the fight with Fury and he believes he can beat Fury, he probably can flip that and make probably $180 million in 2 fights. So you're talking about $160 million more he can make by fighting instead of taking step aside money.
Yeah, exactly. It was my point too. Like we said in the last video, man, you got to follow the money. If they're offering you $20 million to step aside, then you know is bigger than just 20 million. You know what I'm saying? If that's their first offer, you're not gonna take that first offer. If you was willing to take an offer, like you said, $20 million to us is a lot of money, but to Fury Wilder and AJ, that $20 million can be made because they're at that plateau. They're at that level where they pretty much drawn at a fight anyway, which is a story. What makes it extraordinary to me that you offer pretty much, I would say, the bottom line of a fight person. It's like the bottom line that I think they can earn is $20 million. So you're pretty much paying him a fight wage to not fight him. So to all the fans who that I don't understand, I don't get them. Who's complaining about Wilder exercising his rematch clause? They're saying that he's in the way of undisputed. I don't understand those fans because you in a contact sport like boxing. I'm gonna ask you this, Amon. In a contact sport of boxing, would you want a champion to think any other way other than wanting to fight to prove himself? Or would you rather have which I think is the problem in boxing now, would you rather have a fighter focus on just making the money and fuck the legacy part of it?
I want a fighter that want to fight. He's about his legacy. And that's the funny thing is everybody claims that's what they want until it's not their favorite fighter.
Exactly.
You know, everybody keeps saying, "Oh, I want a guy to be about their legacy. Why always gotta be about business? Why they always fighting over splits in the A side, this and that?" And you get a guy to say, "Man, I don't want no $20 million. I want to pit my hands. I want to fight you in the ring. I want to prove to the world I'm better than you. That you cheated me, and I'm gonna show it to you if I get to fight you." That's what you want, right? That's what y'all calling for. Now y'all telling the guy, just take $20 million and step aside, and you in the way of undisputed. But I heard earlier, shout out to LBDC with 784 and Black. They said they brought up the point about when Andy Ruiz and Joshua fought the first fight and he lost, and then he went back to fight Andy Ruiz again and he didn't go for undisputed. But you know, he didn't get wild at that fight after Andy Ruiz. He didn't break his contract and say, "Oh, I'm gonna fight Andy Ruiz and Wilder next." Andy Ruiz went back and fought Joshua because it was in his contract, just like it's in Fury and Wilder contract. He's legally obligated to get a man a rematch. So I don't understand why people are so upset. But like you said, everybody always like the way things go till it's not in their favor. So that's how I feel about it.
That's exactly right, man. When AJ lost his fight, his belts to Andy Ruiz, it wasn't even talked about. Like they wasn't negotiating the fight or nothing. It was just in the rumor mill saying that, you know, Deontay Wilder should fight for undisputed with Andy Ruiz. And as soon as the rumor came out, Eddie Hearn came out and shut that shit down. He was like, "No, we got a contract to fight." Soon Andy Ruiz started saying, "No, pay me more money in the contract." Whatever. Soon it became an issue with the contract of Andy Ruiz not fighting. The whole world jumped on Andy Ruiz and said, "Oh, why you not trying to honor your contract?" and blah 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 blah. But soon as it's a fighter they don't like, and the two fighters they do like want to see fight. Now that same thing is an issue now. And boxing is fickle, man. It's a fickle sport, and it's the sport we love though, man. But just stay consistent, man. That's all we can tell the fans, man. Stay consistent. If you're a fanboy, just own being a fanboy. We're not gonna blame you for it. We're gonna fanboys pay money too. But if you're a huge fan of the sport, man, just follow us. Follow us at CTB over. Follow us at CTB over here, man. We give you the truth, no matter who our favorite fighter is. With that being said, man, you got anything else you want to add to this topic?
No, I think we covered for right now. There'll be some more news coming out in the near future.
Most definitely. Well, there you have it, man. This CTB. It's Chin Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy Jay Slay. Say peace to him, man.
All right, everybody. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, comment. Logo at the bottom of the screen. Just click on it and hit subscribe. Let's keep this channel growing. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing. But most of all, God, peace, and love, and we out of here.